My play today is Chegg. Shares rising ahead of a highly anticipated meeting between Chegg CEO Dan Rosensweig and OpenAI CEO Sam Altman on April 17th. Now, Jefferies analyst Brent Thill pointing out in a note to clients today that this meeting will be critical to the future of Chegg, given the lag that ChatGPT has had on Chegg shares over the last few months. Shares of Chegg entering today down roughly 44% since that ChatGPT beta launched on November 30th of last year. Thill noting that a partnership with OpenAI could be announced at that event next week. Thill also adding that the ChatGPT integration could provide students with live conversational interactions and also produce additional study materials. And Rachelle, I guess sticking with the Gen Z theme here, are you comfortable with that, with ChatGPT being involved in kids learning? And obviously Chegg is something kids use to study now. I'm curious just your overall take on ChatGPT now being involved in that process.
I mean, you have to wonder if all of a sudden, like, the entire grade is going to end up having the same answers and potentially having them be wrong, because, you know, there's still some kinks to be worked out here. But I mean, it's good to see that they're finally catching up and really stepping up to the plate in terms of AI, because that was one of the criticisms, that they were perhaps getting left behind by not being as proactive as they could have. And then another criticism is, look, there hasn't been as much focus on customers as there has been with shareholders. They've been focusing on buybacks. So perhaps this is their way of catching up, certainly brewing a lot of excitement here. I'm not opposed to it being something that assists, that ChatGPT assists, but you don't want kids sort of just relying on this. You know, have to check your sources, you know, as we all do.
Yeah, I just assumed $113 stock in February 21, kind of the Peloton-like stay-at-home play.
Sure.
In their earnings call, 22 mentions of AI. 22 mentions. I think they had no choice but to hop on to survive.
Had to catch up at some point.
Yeah.
No, it was either that or their lunch was going to get eaten, plain and simple.